Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at how to beat the fight versus Majin Buu Absorption in DBZ Dokkan Metal. Now I'm going to be honest, obviously I've done this with Powerful Comeback, I've done this no item already, so this is kind of just a generic clear. But I like to do all three kind of levels of clearing a stage, I guess. I like to do the challenges, I like to do the no item, I like to do the standard challenge as well, because I think firstly it gives a lot of teams, like it showcases a lot of good teams that players can use. It gives people a lot more options than if you just kind of roll with one. And then also, of course, I think as well, like at least for me, it's entertaining. So yeah, in terms of this one, definitely I think, like in terms of this specific stage, you want to go with stacking units. Now you can't just go pure stacking because the beginning stage is quite hard. You'll see I used an Icarus. I'll also be using an Icarus at the beginning of the next phase against Strength Buhan. But you'll see that I'll be using items at least in the beginning. Now the reason I'm using them in the beginning is mainly because this team specifically needs a little bit of setup. You need Strength Kefla to transform, you need Strength Kale to start stacking, you need the AGL Kales to transform. You just in general need a little bit of time to kind of get going. Now it's not to say that you need a ton of time. Team gets up to speed quite quickly, but you definitely need a little bit of time to kind of get to the place you want to be. So obviously, as you can tell, we're running a Universe 6 team. This is the Universe 6. And to be honest with you, they're a pretty fun side. They're a pretty cool team. I'm not going to lie, quite fun. Obviously running Strength Kefla right now on Global is pretty fun whenever you can do it. But in general, yeah, I would definitely say it's a very fun team. A team that is quite cool. A lot of really cool stuff with them as well. They tend to perform quite strongly. They got good stacking, good link synergy. So yeah, all in all, a really good team. So yeah, let's talk about the team then. So we've got AGL Kale. Obviously, she is the lead of the team. Transformation boost, Universe 6, additional boost for those who belong to USS. All really good stuff. She's going to be 200% lead for the majority of the team. And that's going to really just enable us to kind of function quite well. AGL Kale's also pretty good. She's first turn probably at her weakest, but then she's able to transform from turn 3 onwards, and there she makes a really good unit. She'll have guard, she'll have 500k defense before supering, before getting hit, and then she'll have really good levels of defense afterwards, and also great defense after super. So should be good enough, at least here, to be a first start tank throughout the fight, and we'll be able to use her alongside Strength Kefla. Strength Kefla, after a easy A, absolutely one of the biggest damage dealers in the game right now, and she shows it. She is an absolute force of nature in this event. Her ability to build up is really quite good, and yeah, I think ultimately for me, it's really awesome and really well done. I think she performs excellently. She does a fantastic job. And for me, she's good. I like the damage output. The evasion gives her a little bit of tankiness, especially in the beginning, because you actually face quite a few physical phases. It's actually surprisingly strong how well she does as a damage dealer and as a unit in general. She actually does a great job. She brings a lot to the table, and she's really quite solid. She obviously links up pretty well with AGL Kale, so two of them make a pretty nice combo. And they can actually one-shot, as you can see, they can one-shot some of the phases, which is really impressive. So yeah. Now, obviously on the other rotation, we have Tech Leafla and Strength Kale. Obviously a super powerful combination. I actually did a video on them recently about how good they are as a combo, especially in these long-form events. You got Caulifla with her pretty much full levels of evasion. You've got Kale, who can stack at an incredibly high rate. Kind of like a mini baby Mystic Gohan, essentially, which is really impressive. Obviously requires Caulifla in the turn, but still really impressive nonetheless. And yeah, I would say, like I said, really good combo, fun combination as well. Really cool units to run together, and they tend to do a good job. They're reliable, especially Tech Leaf Land or dodge. As long as evasion isn't disabled, she's always bound to be a great unit for you. That just tends to carry a lot of the payload. So really good stuff. I'm gonna be honest, excellent stuff. And yeah, I'd have to say overall, pretty impressed with the team. I think they pull their weight quite nicely. AGL, Kale and Caulifla, the LR, not the best EZA if I'm honest, but they hold their own enough, especially from their evasion more so than their defense, to be a solid floater on the team. And then you have Intivados, who is also just a great floater to have on the team. Makes orbs, which really helps Kefla. She essentially has a very high rate of evasion, which also keeps her out of harm's way. So yeah, the team does really well. I think ultimately, looking at the team, I wouldn't actually make too many changes. You could slot in Bota Magetta if you really want to. I know a lot of people do like running that unit. It's not such a big deal for me, but you could run them, although I'm not the world's biggest fan. It's not that I have an issue with them, I just don't think that they're needed for so many events, and I think their lack of damage is not so great. I really like this team. I think it brings some good damage, good synergy. It's easy to use. It's probably one of the easier teams to use in the game. And it's very solid. Like I said, the longer the fight goes, the stronger you get. You really don't struggle. You scale incredibly well. And yeah, all in all, I'd have to say it's probably one of my favorite teams to run. And in a long form event like this, it's a ton of fun to run. The amount of damage that Strength Kefla can do near the end of events is ridiculous. We're talking like multiple near 30 million attack stats. She just goes crazy. So yeah, all in all, really fun time. I would implore you to try this team. I think these long form events are going to be good for them. I think they do have that early game weakness, especially when the event starts out relatively strong. But I think you can get through it, and yeah, I think ultimately it was a pretty good run. So that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. That's this event done in pretty much every way imaginable now, so I probably won't be revisiting it anytime soon, except for maybe reviews. But yeah, we'll see what they bring next. It should be Kid Buu next, so I'm very excited to see what happens there. But yeah, that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye.